teen acne and adult acne, the main difference that we see in our practice is one of compliance. So when teenagers are active in sports and as such, the biggest thing we have to do is educate our patients on being compliant and following directions. But also the main difference between teen acne and adult acne is that of etiology, or where it came from. And so teen acne, usually you see an overproduction of oil, and it's controlling that sebum. And Lori can go into detail with that. In adult acne, the biggest thing is to rule out any underlying etiology that could be significant in a hormonal state or an overproduction of a certain hormone.
So Joni was saying getting that oil under control. It's an inflammation, and getting rid of the oil is the key. So getting on good skincare at home, in addition to treatments here in the office, are going to be a big deal with that. So some of the things that you can do is you want to be on a proper cleanser, a proper exfoliant, and a proper toner, as well as a good hydrator that's not going to cause, additional oiliness to the skin. So Zeo Skin Health has great options for that. So we've got the exfoliating cleanser that we use for that, and then we also have the dual action scrub, which contains a 2% salicylic acid in it, and then the oil control pads. Those three products primarily work really well at helping to control the oil. And then we have kind of like our paramedic that comes to the rescue, which is the daily power defense, because you still need hydration. A lot of people think if they have oily skin, they don't need hydration because they're already hydrated, but they're really not hydrated because the oil actually keeps the product from penetrating. So that's why we want to control that oil.
Absolutely. And then on that note too, healing of the skin. With retinols, you really need a vitamin E to help repair, that transformation of the skin, or the gentle exfoliation of the skin with a vitamin E product. And we have that in that daily power defense as
Absolutely.
well. It's important too that in our consultations for acne scarring, we map out a game plan that actually starts from true inner to outer transformation, entering not only just the healing emotionally, because it does remind you of what you've been through, but also the gut. So the gut is what actually helps transform the skin in health and in nutrient. And we also recommend people start a certain probiotic. It's easy over the counter, even shampoos. And a lot of the time people don't realize that it's actually yeast based, and so glucose or glucose control in the diet and things that you're eating and drinking. You would think this would be counterintuitive, but microneedling actually helps acne tremendously, in addition to self-neutralizing peels. Conditioning the skin prior is important as well, and the post-care is important because you just invested in aerating the skin, and that's kind of what the microneedling does. It aerates the field and it detoxes the area for repair. But one of the most important parts in that is also the post-care. Using a physical sunscreen. So there's chemical sunscreen and physical sunscreen. Chemical sunscreen actually is absorbed, and physical blocks it. So it's healthy in that it prevents the sun from actually coming in and the rays being absorbed, as well as the ingredients.
Yeah, just to reiterate, we like to start patients out on a 6-month program who are really battling that cystic acne, but even regular acne that's just been difficult to get under control. Doing those peels that Joni describes it well when she says it helps to get everything up and out of the skin, and then we come in approximately 30 days later for that skin cell cycle turnover to do the microneedling, which is that aerating aspect of it, to come in and kind of break all that up. So another option would be hydrofacial. So we do a clarifying acne hydrofacial. We customize that to each patient as well. Ideally, the first part of the hydrofacial, the first fluid, uses glycosamine and lactic acid to actually do a deep cleansing to the skin and prep it for automated extractions. And then we do a glycol peel. It depends on the patient as to whether we do a 7.5 glycol, 15, or 30. It softens the top layer of tissue, and then it also helps to get down in there and emulsify the sebum, the oil, the dead skin cells that has compacted into the follicle. The nice thing about when you get a peel with a hydrofacial is the last fluid, which is your peptides and your hyaluronic acid, it's very hydrating. So a lot of times you don't even see any exfoliation from the peels on that, even though they're not self-neutralizing peels like we use with the microneedling.
And we even say too, because when teaching patients about what we practice, for peels and microneedling, the little to no downtime, the more you do them, the more conditioned your skin gets. So, when you first present to our office and you have a treatment, you have a little bit of flaking peeling, and it gets better each time because the skin's more organized. The neat thing too is the side effect of the treatment is just improved skin. So you're actually preventing the aging process. Actually, what we do in our office is treatments during Accutane Accutane. And that can be with platelet-rich fibrin. It can be with PDO threads. So there are other modalities besides the peels and the
Absolutely.
microneedling. So if patients are on Accutane, we use that as well.